Hey everybody, how are we doing? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me see some messages in chat. Let me know that you can hear me and see me. You should have a camera that's working, and you should be able to see my screen. So let me know that everything's working, and then we will get started. Welcome everybody to the stream for December 12th. I can't believe, or 2nd. Wow, I can't believe it's already December. 2016 is almost over. Yay. So anyway, welcome back to the stream. We missed last week due to holidays here in the US, and I'm happy to be back and working on Pygame stuff. Once I know that you're all able to see and hear me, I actually want to show you something different, though, that's not Pygame, that I've been playing around with. And then we'll jump back into Pygame. But let me know if you can hear me and see me. How we doing, everybody? We good? Hey, Top for you. How are you doing? Hey, Julius, Mike, thanks. All right, thanks, everybody. Awesome. So, the thing I want to show you is actually kind of cool. It's there is a library called LibTcod. And libtcod is a little weird, but it's also really neat. Hey, Paulo from Portugal, nice to have you here. So libtcod is pretty cool. It's a C library that is made for building roguelikes. Wow, sorry, that's a really loud airplane flying over. And it's pretty awesome. It's got it's got iffy support for Mac OS, and all the tutorials that I can find are for Python 2, and I mean like 2.5. This one's the newest for 2.7. So I've been kind of rewriting this into Python 3, and it's kind of cool. I'm not done yet, but I wanted to show you what I've got going. So all of these rooms that you can see here, the light blue, those are all randomly generated, randomly sized, and randomly placed. This little white @ symbol right here, that one is my player character, which I can move around with my keyboard. And then this yellow one is an NPC that's been placed in statically. But you can see, like, I can't, no matter how hard I press, I can't get past the walls and stuff. So it's just kind of neat. So I'm going to keep playing with this one over the next week or so, and maybe we'll do a live stream over TCOD at some point if you're all interested in that. But yeah, so libtcod, check it out. It's kind of cool. There's also tutorials on how to use it with like C, C++, Lua, and other things. So yeah. All right, so let me make sure that's all saved, and then let me see about opening up the game that we had last time. All right, this was our game, right? And we were doing game run. Let's just make sure this still kind of works, at least a little bit. Hey, there's my dude, and I can move that around. Okay, so it works. Okay, I was a little worried about that. Because we had all sorts of trouble last time, if y'all remember. It was not the most fun thing we had ever done. So, let's see if we can make this into more of like a real game this week. Shall we? And if not, we'll just go play with TCOD and we'll do something there. I feel like I can't get this thing in the right spot. Okay. So first, I think I want to see about trying to make, Posner, for our big cat game. Oh, that cat. So I think I want to see if I can make the cat smaller to begin with. I know I can do collisions and all that stuff. I just want to play with the drawing bit. So Let's see. Where's the sprite? There's the sprite. Add, kill, remove. That's not what I want. Dirty sprite. Update, draw. Can I just, like, say how big the sprite is? That's all I want to do. I just want to be like, hey, the sprite's width. Okay, so on a knit, you can specify how big the thing is. Okay, so that's cool. So let's take our player sprite. And we can add, like, color. Oh, we're not going to worry about color. Okay, but let's do width and height just for now. And the image, they're doing that as a surface. Oh, I see. Self.surface that. And then they're just filling that in. That's not what I wanted to do. Come on, Pygame. Do the stuff I want you to do. Where is the next time that width is specified? Just there. That's just it. Okay, cool. So how's everybody doing? Everybody ready for the end of the year? For the new year? For whatever holidays you celebrate, if you celebrate holidays? I know my kids are super excited for Christmas, so that's fun. All right, so it looks like I can't control how big the image is displayed, unless maybe we go look at pygame.image. Let's go look at that one real quick. Yeah. Keep learning that. Wait for college. Hi, Christy. So you said that in high school they're teaching you Pascal, and you're wondering if you should keep learning Pascal, wait for college, or if you start something new. Pascal's a fairly old language. I don't know exactly how old Pascal is, but Pascal's a pretty old image. It's a pretty old language. I would probably recommend learning something else. But the more languages you know, generally the better. So if you're like, oh, I hate Pascal, I should not do Pascal at all. Pascal's got some cool stuff in it. It's never bad to learn other languages. But it's a great idea to learn something that's more in use, right? So like learning Python, learning Java, learning C# or Swift. Those are all really great languages to learn that you're going to be able to apply to a lot of things. Ruby, JavaScript, all of these are really good. Pascal, while you could still get work doing Pascal, if you were like, I love Pascal, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life, you might not get a lot of it, and you might not enjoy doing it once you're doing it, because it's probably like, make sure the year change doesn't crash the program. But yeah, Pascal's fine. It's just maybe not the thing that you want to learn forever. Yeah. I'd suggest learning other stuff. All right. So it looks like I need to just resize the image. So I'm going to just do that. And let me hop over here to Pixelmator, which is my image editor of choice. And image size, it's 578. We said 50. Let's do, let's see how that one looks. Because we can always resize this again, right? All right, so export that as ping. And it doesn't need to go in assets. It actually needs to go up one right there. Yep, go ahead and replace that. All right, and I'm going to undo that just in case. Okay, so let's try running this game again. Oh, I can't run player. Yeah, I know. Okay, game. Run game. And hey, check it out. Now our little cat looks more correctly sized. All right. So that's cool. So, all right, we got a better sized cat. So that's great. Hi, Kavi Arasu. How long did it take for me to become a programmer? That's a good question because I don't really know. um, I started programming. I mean, we did when I was in elementary school, primary school. We did Logo and Basic, which Logo is really cool. It's amazing for kids. We did Basic. We did Q Basic, sorta, kinda in like high school. Um, I taught myself HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in like high school and college, and then I taught myself PHP in college. I guess that's when I became a programmer, but I don't really feel like I was a programmer. I feel more like I dabbled with programming a lot. Um, so I want to make this 100 by 130. I don't feel like I really became like a programmer until I was out of college for a little while. I got a job doing PHP and then jobs doing like Python and stuff like that. Um, and so that's kind of when I feel like I learned how to actually do programming. But yeah, that's just kind of where I was. So I feel like it took me a long time to become a programmer, but it was because I was completely self-taught. I still am self-taught, and so I've spent a lot of time like not really knowing what I'm doing. Okay, that was a rambling answer, and I'm sorry. Pause thinks we should name this Microcat. That's probably not a terrible name for it. Okay, I resized the cat again, and that's a little better. I mean, the cat's a little big, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the game a little bigger. It's currently running at 8x6, and let me open up one of the backgrounds here. Wait, what? I don't want to put that there. Why would that be there? Export. Next. Did this go where I wanted it to go? Yeah. Yeah, that's where I wanted. Okay. Sorry. Computers, right? So if we look here at the backgrounds, we've got two background sizes. So we can either do something like this, where we've got different layers and we can slide things around, or we can do it much larger. So I've got tons of screen real estate. So let's use one of these large backgrounds. So we'll say like this full bg.ping. And that is 3072 by 1536. I don't have that much room. 3072 divided by 2 would be 1536. I can do that, though. So 1536. And what was that other size? 1530. Wait. Really? Huh, okay. So then 1536 divided by 2 is 768. Okay. So let's do that. All right, so now we've got that size. So let's try running the game to see how our cat looks at that size. Yeah, there we go. The cat looks better. And we're only moving the cat by 1 pixel at a time. So let's change that. Let's move the cat by, or no, we're moving it by 5. Let's move it by 10. See if that looks a little better. Yeah, that's a little faster. There should be like some tweening or something, but I'm not sure how to do that, so I'm not gonna bother doing that. Okay, but now let's get the background image onto the game, and we should be able to do that with our update, right? Because we've got the screen.fill thing here. We don't want to do that. We want to update the screen. Yeah? See, I know some of y'all probably think like, oh, he goes and figures all this stuff out in between when we're not here. No. Hi. welcome to 100% live coding. So okay, let's see about changing the screen image. Then we'll get back to playing with collision and sprites and stuff like that. I know he's got a thing here for the screen image somewhere. Oh, he's just doing that. Okay, let's just see if we can figure this out. So we can do image.load onto a surface. So let's see if we could just set a surface on top of the screen. Seems like the kind of thing we should be able to do, right? And I don't think we actually need this double buff, so I'm going to take that out. So, I'm going to see if I can just do it here. And I'm going to borrow this from here. And paste it back into here. Alright. And we'll say background is pygame.surface. And we'll make it the same size. 768. Which makes me think we should have something up here that's like game width equals 1536. Game height equals 768. And then we use those down here. Oops. The joys of using Vim keys and then turning on caps lock. All right, there we go. So that's a little bit nicer. Having that, and I don't think we need the source alpha. And then let's do this background image. Is that, and we need to copy that over. So if we go to assets, background, that one, full BG, and we bring that out to here. Yep. And then change this, full BG, and we shouldn't need to do convert alpha, but let's do the convert so that we know it's something that can be done. And then, didn't we have something where we had to set it onto the surface? Or was it just setting the self.image? It was just setting the self.image, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. So let's come back over here to surface. And fill. All right, fills with the color. None of those are doing what I'm looking for. Sorry, I'm gonna look at chat for a second. So Amin asks, "What's my favorite programming language?" My favorite programming language is Python, which I'm sure you would have never guessed. And mainly that's just because Python lets me do a whole lot of stuff pretty easily. Like, I don't really have to worry too much about what's going on. I can just kind of do the stuff that I want to do and be done with it, which is really nice. Python gets out of my way. But, you know, it doesn't really matter. Like, languages are languages, right? And yeah, pause. It is the it was the thing there. So it looks like if we do this, it gives us a surface. The load gives us a surface. So maybe if once we get the surface, we can resize the surface. I know I saw some set stuff here somewhere. Set alpha, get alpha, fill, scroll, set clip. Is that the clipping area? Set shifts. Okay, let's see what the set clip is. Each surface has an active clipping area. Rectangular, only a pixel on the surface can be modified. Oh, nope, that's not it. All right, well, let's just see what this does. So let's do, like, what did that draw do? That does the surface dot blit. Okay, I think we can do that. So can we do like screen dot blit background image? And game width, game height. And that has to be a new inner tuple, if I remember correctly. And comment out. Command //. All right, whatever. No, we didn't get the image. Okay, cool. I've done this before, so I'm going to look up that code real quick. Kava Arasu asks, is programming on Dvorak keyboard more efficient? No, not really. Programming on Dvorak is nice, but it's not necessarily more efficient. I don't know that there is a, like, supremely efficient... I don't know if there is a supremely efficient keyboard layout. I don't think it really matters. So, you know, kind of just do whatever. And Christy, go ahead and mention wherever. You know, we don't care. It's fine. Oh, that should be 0, 0. Okay. Because that's what I did here, right? Background is the image.load.convert. Yep. And then I did screen.blit, the background. And then, yep, okay. So save that. Run this. Hey, there it is. Sweet. All right, so what I need to do now is I need to resize that image. So I'm going to open that up in Pixelmator. And let's get back over here to the game and back to the full background. Open, image size, percent, let's go to 50. And then save that. And yeah, that should be that. Actually, let's call this save. Save a copy. There we go. That's background. And then I will use background here. Instead of the full background. And then let's try running this again and see what it looks like. Sweet. So there's our little cat who now flies off the screen. And he can go off the screen, yep, each way. But we've got a background, so that's cool. So I would say that the cat needs to be down here for, like, starting and gravity, right? And in case you're wondering, we are completely making this up as we go along. So feel free to weigh in with anything you'd like me to try or to do. Ahmed says, how to improve my programming skills to make apps. When I watch your course online making an app, I totally understand it, but the problem when I decide to make another app alone, I feel stuck. Is that normal? It is pretty normal, actually, yeah. You know, not everybody feels immediately comfortable with applying the programming that they have, you know, that they've learned, the things that they've learned. And not everybody has problems with that either, which can lead to issues of people being like, oh, you know, I must be, sorry, I'm hitting random buttons. I must be a bad programmer, or I must be, you know, dumb or whatever because I can't apply this immediately. And that's not at all true. I mean, it takes a long time to learn how to just kind of go, you know what, I can do this thing. I'm just going to do whatever it is I want to do because I can do that. That's easy to do, right? That takes a long time to reach that level for a lot of people. So if you don't feel like you're there after watching 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 tutorials, like, that's cool. That's fine. The secret is to keep working, to keep trying, right? So you go learn how to watch this. You go watch this tutorial on how to build an app. Make sure that you're writing the code along with the teachers in the tutorial, right? So you're watching a course, you're reading a tutorial, you're reading a book, whatever. Write the code along with them. Write every single line of code. Don't ever copy and paste. Don't ever, nothing like that. Write every single line of code. And then go change something, right? So, and it can be like little tiny things, right? So the background of the app you built was red. Okay, go change the background to blue. Okay, can you find like 2 other ways to change that background to blue? Can you make the background a gradient, you know, so it like fades from like blue to white or something? Doing these little things helps to build that confidence because you can be like, oh yeah, I didn't know what I was doing, but then once I figured it out, it was really easy, and I figured it out by changing all these little things on my own, right? And that's, for me at least, that has always been a really, really useful thing. So Christy's recommendation for learning JavaScript is to go to W3 Schools and look for JavaScript. Yeah, W3 Schools can teach you JavaScript. W3 Schools is often really, really wrong on things. So be very careful about W3 Schools. I'm not saying you can't use it or you shouldn't go to it, but just know that it's not always, it's not always the most accurate website there's ever been. Okay, so I think I want the cat to run around on about this plane right here. So that's at 700 pixels down. And if I look here at this one that I've got over here, I built in a thing that will do gravity, basically, for the cat. So I'm going to add in that kind of stuff, right? So one thing that I actually like that I did here was I added in this, like, settings class, but I'm not going to bother with that. So I'm just going to say ground, Y, because that's X, that's Y, right? Yeah. Is at 700. Oh, okay. So that's a 700. So what I want to do is I want to add in some gravity here on the player. And let's take out these things. And let's actually set this to be, you know what? Let's add a new file. So Command N, nope, over here. Command N, nope, come on. Game, new, file. Thank you. Settings.py. And yeah, whatever. And then inside here, let's do game height equals, we said something, I'll figure it out in a minute. game width equals something, ground y equals 700, and let's come over here to game.py, and I'm just going to take these out like I should have done first. And then back over here to settings, and P. All right. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Wow. Okay, and then in here we'll do import settings, and this will be settings dot that and settings dot that, and then I'll stick full screen on its own line, put that there. Okay, and then back over here in the player I'll do import settings. Okay, and then the Y here is going to be settings dot ground Y. Okay, so now let's make sure that the game is going to run still. And our cat should be... Alright, what's up, cat? Why aren't you down at the bottom? Right? X? Y? I'm not wrong there? Okay. Because I'm feeling like something's not right. Okay, so we're not doing that anymore. Get rid of the player. Huh. Okay, so sorry, let me check out chat again here. So learning Python track on Treehouse. Yay. Okay. Christy. Okay, so Christy asks, can I make a program in, let's say, Python and then add it to a web page? Or do I got to do it in some web language? So, as both a good and bad thing, the web is kind of limited to about 3 languages, right? So you've got HTML, which defines what like a web page looks like. You've got, how a web page is constructed. You've got CSS, which controls what a web page looks like, and then you've got JavaScript, which controls how a website is interactive, right? What things kind of do what. Now, some of those get a little fuzzy, especially JavaScript. It often does a little bit more than maybe it should, but whatever, that's fine. Yeah, so like whatever, right? So you can build a web server or a web service like an app in Python, and then it will generate HTML and CSS and JavaScript and whatever. You won't actually put Python into your web page, right? And that's true for Java and Ruby and C# and C++ and every other programming language you can name, with the exception of JavaScript. Java does have the ability to run, you've probably seen like Java applets. Those are, you don't usually want to do those, but they are doable. They're definitely doable. Okay, so I want the cat to be at the bottom. Why is the cat not hanging out at the bottom? Okay. Like, come on, cat. You should be at the bottom. Okay, let's save that. Did we save settings? Maybe we didn't save settings. No, the cat's still just hanging out up there. Okay. Let's print that rectangle. And let's run the game again. Okay, let's try that. Nope. All right. Okay, when we make the surface, when we make the surface, I just want to look at surface init. That's width and height. And then like a surface down. Okay, that doesn't do what I want. Okay. So Moises Castro wants me, are you wanting me to develop the game in a web language? I mean, I suppose I could, but I don't really want to. I'd rather build it in Python. But sure, I mean, you know, anything's possible. But yeah, I kind of like building it in Python instead of anywhere else. This is ridiculous. Okay. So let's look at this code again that I made here. And so we brought in the screen, we brought in the settings. Settings has that. So we know where the bottom is of the thing, which that's cool. And then self.settings.ground is equal to that. All right, let's add in this like def gravity. I don't need self, I just need self. Okay, so if self.rect.bottom is greater than or equal to settings.ground y, and self.change y greater than or equal to 0, self.change y is equal to 0, self.rect.bottom equals self.settings.ground y. Change y. Okay. And then we're going to set self.change y equal to 0, and let's just set this back to 0 how it was, because that was working. Okay? So, do run on this, and then I'll check chat, because I saw y'all posted some stuff. And I forgot to call the gravity thing on the update. So, you know, I should do that. So let's see. Update's doing pretty simple stuff. So let's just call self.gravity here. All right, and now let's try running it, and then I'll check chat, because I really want to see this work. No? Okay, cool, whatever. So, let's see. Maybe out of syllabus, do you know how programming languages are created, or have you created one? I have an idea of how they're created. There's lots of if you go and you search the internet, you'll find lots of tutorials on how to like build a parser, build like a language parser or a compiler. Basically, that's what you need to make a programming language, is like a compiler and a parser. I've not made one myself. I haven't felt the need to make one. But yeah. go for it. I mean, it'd be a fun thing to do. I've been kind of dabbling off and on with C++ lately, so maybe at some point I will build some sort of simple little parser using C or C++, but I really doubt it. I'm not that interested in building languages. And then, yeah, as Paz mentioned, Batavia by Beware is a pretty cool library that could probably turn this into at least some sort of JavaScript game. I'm not certain. So, yeah, I don't know. So I'm gonna kind of copy some of this work that I did before, and I'm just gonna figure out what's going on, and we will make everything work. So let's do self.change x is equal to 0 as well. So those are both 0. And then this, yeah, that should just be self.rect. Okay, let's make sure this is still working, so we can still see the cat. Yeah, so there's the cat. We can still see the cat. We can still move the cat. So that's cool. That's all we have to know there. And then update. Okay, I did this stuff a little bit differently here. I kind of like that one though. Like that's kind of nice. So let's do this. Let's call this like handle keys. And so that handles like making it move, making it do whatever. And then let's add in a def update. Which does self.gravity and does self.handle keys. Pressed keys. So this is going to have to take a pressed keys argument. And let's actually come over here. And here's a nice feature in Pygame, or Pygame. PyCharm, which is that we can like rename this stuff. And yep, do that refactor. So when I did the rename on this, it did the rename right here as well. So I can kind of do that like all at once. So then over here in game, I want to do player.update pressed keys. Yep, that's right. And that's going to call update, pass in the pressed keys, which is going to do that. Okay, cool. So then let's come back here and look at this gravity. And we have if self.change y is equal to 0, self.change y equals 1, else self.change y plus equals 0.15. Okay, I think that's what did it actually. No? Okay. What did I do differently? So Dibus asks what programming language is best for game development. Depends on the platform you want to work on. If you want to build games for kind of general, like everywhere, PS4, Xbox, Windows, Mac, whatever, C# and the Unity game development kit library thing is pretty hard to beat. It can basically build games for every system that you want. But you have to learn C#, which a lot of people don't want to learn C# or don't have an easy way to learn it. If you want to just play around on your computer and mess around with games that you could package up and send to friends, Python's pretty good for that, as is, Java's got a lot of stuff like that. C and C++ have a lot of stuff like that, too. If you like C++ or you already know that, Unreal will let you do programming in C++. And you can build games in JavaScript. There's several JavaScript game libraries out there, too. So, yeah, I mean, just give them a try. All the different languages. Okay, so that's all that. Def jump. If self.rect.bottom is greater than or equal to settings.ground y, then self.change y equals -10. So that should move up by 1, I think. Def move left. Self.change x equals minus. Do we have a speed up here somewhere? We had distance. Okay, I'm going to add that as a attribute here. So speed is going to equal 10. So instead of dist 10 there, we're going to do... Actually, we're not going to do this at all. Yeah, we're just going to call move left, move right. Okay, so change x equals minus self.speed. Let's not worry about the direction there. Move right. Self.change x equals self.speed. And how is that change x? Oh, I see what I did. Okay, so then in update, we're going to do that, and we're going to do self.rect.x plus equals self.change x, self.rect.y plus equals self.change y, which we're not currently going to be changing y. So for this one, let's just do pass. And for this one, let's do pass. Actually, we always want to pass on that one. We're never going to move down. We're only going to move up. So this would be self.move left. And this would be self.move right. Okay, and let's try running the game again. Hey, check it out. The cat's falling. Ah, the cat won't stop. Okay. But check it out. There's gravity now. And the cat will move. So that's good. That's really good. Okay, so now let's add in this def stop. And we'll do self.change x equals 0. Okay. So, sorry, I saw a couple of questions here. Moises asks, the variable dist equals 10, what does it do? And Pause answered that it's controlling how far the cat's moving when I'm pressing a key. Where does that stop get brought up? I don't see stop getting called anywhere. Oh, that's on key up. Okay, cool. So let's come back over here to the game. And pressed keys is that. And so that's the keys that are pressed. Okay, so let's handle... There's a better way of doing that. Yeah, let's do this. Let's come back over here to the game. And let's have a method up here, or a function, sorry, that is check events. And it can take the screen, I guess. Does it need the screen? I don't know if we need the screen or not. Let's just say that it's just check events for now. Aditya, the game isn't about anything at the moment, actually. We're building it live as we go. So right now it's about a cat that falls from the sky and just slides across the ground. So we'll make it do something else. We'll make it do something else in a minute. But yeah, for right now, the cat just slides around. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to do this pygame.event.setGrabTrue, which I kind of remember what that one does. Let's go look it up. Make sure that we are doing the stuff that we know. So setGrab. When your program runs in a windowed environment, show the mouse and keyboard with other applications that have focus. If you set event grab to true, it will lock all input into your program. It is best to not always grab the input since it prevents the user from doing other things on their system. I think for right now, though, I think it's fine for us to do the set grab equals true. We're just going to take control of all the events, right? For event in pygame.event.get, if event.type is equal to pygame.quit, pygame.quit, sys.exit. Right? So if we look here, that's where we're doing like this stuff, right? And we have the running true, but we've got those. So I think this is fine. I think this is a good way to do it. Okay. Otherwise, if event.type is equal to pygame.keyDown, so it's a keyDown event, then let's call check keyDown events. And I'm going to pass that the event. Otherwise, if the event.type is equal to pygame.keyUp, then check keyUp events. And again, I'll pass it the event. Okay, cool. So can we make the cat large at the start and shrink as the cat falls from the sky? If you can find out how to resize sprites on the fly, pause, yes. I'm down with that idea, because I think that's pretty funny. Okay, so then let's do this check key down events. And this is going to take events. And if event.key in pygame.kq, which that's pressing the Q key, or pygame.k escape, then we want to call pygame.quit and sys.exit. All right. Elif event.key in pygame.kup, k left, or k right. So if it's any of the ones that we have given to the cat, then let's call, let's see, at that point I need to have, do I have a screen? Screen's up there. I need to have the player. That's cool, I'll have the player. So let's pass the player into here so that we can pass the player into here. Okay, so then we would call player.update and the, and the event, right? Whatever the pressed key is. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and then let's try this def check key up events. Oh yeah, this one needs to have player as well. Okay, so key up events is going to take player and events, and if event.key in pygame.k left or pygame.k right, then I want to send that as well to event, to player.update. Okay, let's look at this real quick. So, if we look at this, we have this, right? And if event.key in pygame.k left or pygame.k right, then I'm going to send that as well to event. I can either have the game control the key presses, or I can have the player control the key presses. The sprite, the cat, I can have the cat control what the key presses do. I think it makes more sense to have the cat get them. But what else do we do? Because I don't want to send... Okay, so let's try this. Let's see that this one is down, and this one is up. Okay, so then we come back over to player, and we don't do pressed keys. We do down equals none, up equals none. And then for handle keys, so let's do, this is handle key down. So if down, and then we want to do self.handle key down with whatever comes in down. And if up, self.handle key up for whatever comes in up. Okay. Okay. I think we got this. So then, def handle key up, self and pressed keys. If pressed keys k left or pressed keys k right, then we want to call self.stop. Okay. So that and that. So now inside here, instead of doing this, and instead of doing this, and instead of doing this, we want to just call check events. And we want to pass it the player. Okay, let's see if this still runs or not. And yeah, I will go back, Aditya, and go over this. But let's just see if this runs real quick first. So there's our cat. And our cat, we just immediately quit. Name event is not defined. Oh, that should be event. And this should be event. Because I'm passing the event into each one of those. Okay. And it's still dying immediately. Event object is not subscriptable. Okay, so now I have to look at event.key. Okay. So key down, key up. Okay. So let's call this event. So if event.key is equal to k up, no, Pygame dot k up. And this one would be k left, and this one would be k left. No, k right. And this one would be if event.key in Pygame.k left, Pygame.k right. Oh, it's sort of kind of working. Okay, let's talk about what's going on here. Okay, so let's go back and look at what all I changed. All right, so yeah, so I added this check events method. Whoa, we good? Okay, I added this check events method, and so what this check events does is it grabs all of the input, which we probably don't need that. We could just take that off. And we look at each event that has come in. So we get all these events coming in, right? Key presses and whatever else's. So we get all these events coming in, and we look at each one of them. So if it's a quit event, so if we clicked the X up in the corner of the window, then we're going to quit the game. If it's a key down, then we're going to call check key down events. And if it's a key up, key down is when we push a key on the keyboard, key up is when we let go of the key on the keyboard. Then we're going to call check key up events. So check key down events takes an event. It also takes the player. We're having to pass the player around, which kind of is bad, but whatever, we'll deal with it, right? So if somebody pressed the Q or the escape, then we're going to quit the game. All right, again. Otherwise, if they press the up, the left, or the right key, then I call player.update and I pass the event to down. Right? So I pass it in as the argument down, because that was the key that was pressed down. And player.update is a method on our player class. We'll get to that one in a second. Check key up event works the exact same way. We have an event, we have a player. If the pressed key was in left or right, then we call player.update with the up, and we pass the event into that. Okay. So then we check the events, passing it to player. We blit the background image onto the screen. We draw the player onto the screen, and we update the game. And then we tick the clock by 60. Or rather, we make sure the clock ticks once every 60 frames a second. Okay, so over here in player, we have this update method. Blue Gaming TV, this is all in Python. I almost said Java. Not Java at all. It's all Python. In the update, we have a none, down, and an up that are both set to none, so they're just empty. We update the gravity. We handle the gravity. And if anything came in on down, then we call handle key down and pass the key that was pressed into handle key down. If there's something inside up, we pass that into the handle key up. And then we update the rectangle for the for the sprite. And then we draw still works the same. Okay, so let's look up here at handle key down. So in handle key down, we get the event. If the event's key was up, then we pass for now. We'll make it to where it jumps in a little bit, but for now, we're passing. If it's left, then we call the move left, and if it's right, then we call the move right. And really, these should probably be marked as, like, protected ones, you know, like, because we don't want anybody calling these, actually. We want to call them ourselves. And this doesn't actually protect them, but it just marks them as like, hey, you shouldn't be messing with these. Okay, so handle key down works by we push the we move the stuff. Handle key up, all it does right now is it calls self.stop, and that will stop us from sliding around on the screen. Ideally. That's the plan. So the thing that's weird to me right now is how the cat's just hanging there. And when I push to the side, you can see the cat moving, right? And we're almost to the ground. Okay, now we're on the ground, and nothing happens. But we don't slide anymore, so that's good. Okay, so let's see if we can fix some of this stuff. First of all, though, back over to here. Hi, Ronell. How are you doing? Glad to see a Treehouse student here. Blue Gaming asks, is Python an easy or a hard language? Python is pretty freaking easy. JavaScript is easy too in its own ways. There's a few things that JavaScript does that can be a little confusing if you're not used to how JavaScript does things. But yeah, languages are languages. It really doesn't matter all that much. So just, enjoy playing with whatever language you enjoy playing with. Okay. So, if they pressed up, this is what I want to call the self.jump. But I want to figure out how to... What if I do self.rect.bottom equals settings.ground y? Because I really want to start the cat on the ground. Hey, it worked. And now the cat just floats. And then eventually comes back down. Okay. But I keep having to press buttons, and I don't like that. So I need to figure out why I'm having to constantly press these buttons. Because that's really annoying. Let's come back over here to the game. Let's come back up here to the screen. Here's the screen. And let's do screen Pygame display set caption microcat. That was Paz's suggestion for a game. How do I know? Oh, okay, I'm just letting y'all. I'll let y'all talk that stuff out. I wonder if it's because of that tick 60. Because something here is not working the way that I'm expecting it to, and it's causing the updates to be all weird. Let's look back over here at this. Maybe it's because I did the... All right, let's undo what I did. Let's undo that stuff. And let's not worry about that stuff. Okay. So now let's run the game. And we should see the cat on the bottom. Yep, and arrow keys don't do anything. Okay. So nothing's weird, right? So now, let's come back over here, and let's just do the events inside of here. So, I'm just going to kind of go back to what I was doing. Back to what I was doing here. Okay. So, if it's in that, then do that. And... now let's say elif event.key is equal to pygame.kup. Then we want to do player.jump. Event.key is equal to pygame.kleft. Then we want to do player.moveLeft. And if event.key is equal to pygame.kwrite, then player.moveRight. All right, let's just try running this to see if I can move the cat back and forth. I can. And if I push up, cat moves like that. So we're still getting that like horrible frame rate. Okay. So let's handle this one. And that should actually be player.stop. Because I want to just stop the player. Okay. And then update The difference I have there is I'm not doing the clock tick. Nope. That shouldn't matter, but let's just try it out. Yep, that didn't work. Okay. Okay, so okay. Sorry. Not getting into language wars. Y'all can do that all you want. Why was it doing... Why did we pass the screen around? I'm trying to figure out why I built this old thing the way that I did. Because it's just weird that I built it that way. Update screen. That one makes sense. But the other stuff doesn't make sense. The other stuff's weird. And then I have this like center X, center Y, and it's like, why did I care about those? Okay, whatever. Let's figure out why this isn't doing what I want it to do. Are we ever calling player.update? No, we don't ever call player.update. We only call player.draw. So let's call player.update here and pass in the screen. Now, let's do these as 2 steps. Okay. And then back over to here, player.draw. So we'll do player.update. Okay, let's try this now. There's our cat. Hey, the cat slides around. So that's cool, sorta. And jump, the player goes up, and then comes back down. Woo! That's a flying cat. Okay, so let's make a non-flying cat. Christy, you can download Python from python.org. So, yeah. Python.org. Okay. So, this is our gravity right here, this 0.15, right? So let's add this in here as like gravity. And instead of 0.15, let's do 0.25. So here, instead of that, we would do settings.gravity. All right, and now let's try running the game, not with a debugger. Cat still slides, jumping. Cat doesn't go nearly as high. Still goes pretty far, though. Okay. So maybe we make the cat move a little bit less distance, right? A little bit less speed. So let's change this to like 6. And I actually think I want the gravity... I want to tweak that gravity just a little, and we'll do 0.2. Does that make sense to all y'all? Any other ideas there? All right. That feels a little bit more... appropriate, maybe? Okay, so now I want to make sure that the cat can't go past the edges of the screen. So we don't want the cat to go to the inside or the outside. Blue Gaming TV, do I recommend Python for beginners like you? I definitely recommend Python to beginners. Python has a lot of really great stuff for beginners, and I think that it's one of the best for beginners. Okay, so let's see. On update, let's make sure that, so let's do this. Let's do new x equals self.rect.x plus self.changex. And new y equals self.rect.y plus self.changey. And let's say if, yeah. What am I not using? Oh, Pygame.locals. Okay. So if all, so if we know for certain that new x is greater than or equal to 0, let's do it this way, so it'll be a little easier for y'all to see what's going on. Okay, so if new x is greater than or equal to 0, and new x is less than or equal to settings.gameWidth, and new y is greater than or equal to 0, because we don't want them to go out of the top, right? And new y is less than or equal to settings.groundY, then, if all of those are true, and here to make that a little easier to read, we'll do that. So self.rectx is equal to new x, and self.xy is equal to new y. All right, so let's try playing this game, and then I'll check chat because I saw a few messages come in. So now I shouldn't be able to move to the left, and I can't. Yeah, I can't move to the left. I couldn't get to the top anyway because gravity. And oh no, I can get past there. Okay. Oh, game width plus, no, minus, self dot rect dot get width. Let's go check out rects. Get wrecked. Okay, so hi, let's see what we've got over here. Posnifer thinks we need more gravity, maybe. Woke Up says playing with Pygame is cool. Yeah, why don't you choose OpenCV this time? We will play with OpenCV later. But a lot of people requested more Pygame. I haven't played with OpenCV at all, so I got to figure out what I'll have to install. So we'll mess with OpenCV later. Cavi asks how I got this word clock up here. That is from not menu meters. Stat menu? Is that what it's called? What is this called? This is called... It's called whatever this thing is that pops up here. iStat menus. That's it. iStat menus. But there are other word clocks that are out there. Yeah. Okay, and then Blue Gaming TV asks, how do they actually learn Python? So you can learn Python at Treehouse, where I teach Python. You can also learn Python at like Code School, Coursera, Codecademy, Udacity, Udemy, just searching on YouTube. There's a good tutorial on the actual python.org website. So yeah, there's plenty of stuff. So yeah, Woke Up. We will do OpenCV at some point. You just gotta give me time. At some point we'll do it. May not be tomorrow, or may not be next week. It may not be the week after, but we will do it. All right? Okay. We're gonna do it. And then Chinchana says, interesting use of all function. If I were you, I would use and, which does not look cool. Yeah, you could do and, so like the equivalent to this would be like new x greater than and equal to 0, and new x, blah, blah, blah. Or you can do and in Python. But they don't look as nice, and if you start getting like ands and ors and all this stuff in there, it often becomes really, really hard to figure out if that's what you want to do. So I definitely recommend not doing that. I was looking up the rect thing, and I need to be able to find out what is it that I'm looking for. Is it surface? That's what I want. Surface dot get width and get height. Okay. So get width returns the width of it, and so I don't want self.rect, I want self.surf. And I want get width right there. And then this should actually be self.surf.getHeight. But, you know, probably not going to be a thing for right there. You're welcome, Blue Gaming TV. I will see you around. Okay, so let's try this now. Let's make sure I can't go past the two edges. Can't go past that one. Got to get over here. We go faster when we jump. All right. All right, and then I can't get past that one. All right, cool. So, let's see if we can flip-flop the cat depending on which direction I'm going. I know that we can do that. Let's do that, though. And we actually don't need a different sprite. I don't know why I'm messing with that. I can just do this inside of here. So, let's come back over here to player.py. And we don't need any of these key down or key ups. Actually, hold on, y'all. I could go back to doing the player.update with the key events thing, and we could do that inside there, because my problem was I wasn't calling. No, we're going to leave it like this. Okay. We're going to leave it like this. We're not going to mess with it. But that means I don't need these two. Okay, but I am going to add def flip. And what we'll do inside flip is we'll do self.image equals pygame.transform.flip self.image true false. Because that's what we called it, right? Self.image? Yep. Okay. And then if we look up here, we have this self.direction equals 1. I don't really like that self.direction equals 1. So I'm going to do self.direction equals L. No, actually, sorry, right. Self.direction equals R, because we're moving R, right? So in move left, so inside move left, we want to do if self.direction is equal to R, then we want to make self.direction equal to L, and we want to call self.flip. And we want to copy and paste, and that will be L, and that will be R, and the rest will be the same. Yeah, okay, cool. So now, let's try running this again. And we can move right, and we can move left. Oh, check that out. What? Cat flips around. Ah! Okay, sorry. That's that's enough of me being excited about the cat flipping around. Okay, so let's add something else to the game. Sys is not defined, is it not? Hey, you're right. Look at that. Import sys. Cool. There we go. Okay. So, the cat moves around, and what else do we want to do? We can tweak the gravity some if we want. We could tweak the speed, because I think that might be better at like slightly higher. try running this again. Yeah, that feels pretty good. I wish I knew how the cat suddenly changed directions in midair, because I'd like to be able to do that. That would be awesome. Yeah, right? That'd be awesome to be able to do that. Okay, so let's see. Let's try adding another sprite. Let's try adding a coin or something. I have something like that in here. So let's look here. Let's go to game. Let's go to assets and in-game items. What do we have? We have a diamond. We have health, life, power up, protection. We have a star. And then we have a coin animation frame. Okay, let's do the diamond. Let's open up the diamond. And let's resize this. And it's currently at 354 pixels. Our player is about 100 pixels across. So let's make the diamond 35 pixels. Yeah, that'll work. So then we'll export this as a ping. And I want to do it inside game, and I want to call this diamond. Okay, cool. So now we're going to add... what we're adding here is a new sprite, right? So what I want to do, though, is I want to look... I'm going to look here, and we can see we have this enemy sprite that this person's doing. I don't want to do an enemy. I want to do a diamond. So let's add a new file. And let's call this diamond.py. Sure, whatever. And let's do our usual 2 imports here. We probably want settings as well. And that way we've got access to all of our normal stuff for doing Pygame things, right? So let's say that we're going to make a diamond. And this is going to be a pygame.sprite. And def init self. Let's actually do a thing in here. No, we'll do random. That's fine. So let's import random. Okay. So super.init. And then let's do self.image equals pygame.image.load diamond.ping.convert alpha, because it has a transparent background, right? Self.rect equals self.image.getRect. Center equals random.rand int. And so this is going to be the X. So let's do settings dot game width floor divided by 2 and settings dot game width. Okay, so that's our X. And then let's do random.rand int settings dot ground y plus 50 and settings dot ground y. All right, and then we're not going to worry about speed because these don't move, right? So we just want to place this in a random location. Okay. And then let's actually do a thing here where we do like def. Let's do phase equals 1, or no, equals 0. Def update. If self.phase is equal to 0, then self.image. What do we do over here? Oh no. It was the thing that you had. Pause. Where did you have that? Scrolling up through chat, cause that's what you do. Pygame.transform.scale 2x. If I can get that highlighted. There we go. Cool. All right. So, let me see what I did over here on this player flip. Self.image equals that. So self.image equals that of self.image. Okay. And then I want to do self.phase is equal to 1, or equals 1. Then I want to do else, which that will mean that it's 1. Self.image equals pygame.transform. What all is in here for transform? So I'm just going to make it kind of pulsate a little bit. That's all I'm going to do. Transform. I should probably be looking there. Scale 2x is an image doubler. What's the smooth scale? Okay, that just does that. That's not what I want to do. I want to just do scale, and I want to scale it to the original width. Okay, so then let's do self.original size equals self.image.getRect. Because this might change. So dot scale, and then that wants self.image, self.original size, and self.phase equals 0. All right. Y'all got the ideas on this one? Like, does that make sense for right now? Okay, so let's hop back over here to game. From diamond, import diamond. And let's add 3 diamonds. Diamonds equals diamond, diamond, diamond. And then here, we'll call diamond.update for diamond in diamonds. All right, let's see if this works. And it's either going to work or it's not. And it didn't work. Cool. Hi, TPS 3622. Is it hard to learn Python? Not usually. Python's usually considered a pretty easy language to learn. And Pygame is a library for Python for making games. So in this case, I am working on making a game that people can, do stuff with. I think here I need to do settings.groundY 50. Because it needs to be able to go up, right? All right, so let's see if this works now. No, that died right away. Argument 2 must be a sequence of length 2, not length 4. Oh, okay. So this would need to be self.original size. It's x, y, width, height, right? So 2, self.original size 3. There we go. Okay, so now let's try running this. Okay. So the cat's here, but I see no diamonds. And that's probably because we didn't ever blit the diamonds onto the screen, right? So that's a thing we should be doing. We should be blitting the diamonds. So we want to take that, and we want to come over here to the diamond and update, and let's take a surface here, and then let's paste in this thing, and we'll do that. Surface.blit. Yeah. Actually, here we want to make sure it's above the ground. So ground y minus self.rect dot get height. Alrighty. Let's try running this game now. Oh, wait. I forgot to call update with an argument. Game.py. Diamond.update screen. Diamond object has no attribute rect. Oh, that's right. You don't have that yet. Let's just leave it like that. And what free IDE do I recommend for Windows or Ubuntu? I'm using Pygame. Or Pygame. God, that's the second time I've done that today. Second time. I'm using PyCharm. PyCharm is a really great IDE for Python. It's available for Windows. It's available for Ubuntu, as far as I know, and there is a free community edition. Most of the time, I write Python in Vim, though. So you can basically use any text editor that you like. So do what you want as far as where you like to edit code. Still no diamonds. All right, what's up with that? Maybe let's take out this thing. And let's do the def draw. Okay. And let's come back over here to this one. And let's actually not even call this part for now. And let's just do diamond.draw on the screen for diamond in diamonds. Let's try that. Still, oh, there they are. They're down on the ground, right there. Okay, so yeah, so we've got to bring those up a little ways. Those are way too low. That should be ground y minus 50. Yeah, so let's do this one as like minus 10 up to minus 50. Okay, and then run. Now I got to do this the other way around because we got to have the bigger number on the other side. There we go. Okay. So y'all see the diamonds like right here? There's 3 of them. Okay, I think I want to bring them up a little higher and I want to move them over this way. So let's divide that by 4. And let's make this 100 and make this 30. We'll see how that works. Okay, there we go. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. All right. So maybe divide that by 5 so it's closer over this way. And maybe let's add in another diamond or 2. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ideally, we'd make sure that none of them touch each other, but we'll maybe get to that in a minute. So Paul has asked again, what sources or books do I recommend for learning from zero? There's a really great book that's free online that's called Automate the Boring Parts. It's by Al Swigert. Really great book. You can read the entire thing for free online, or you can pick up a print copy for not that much money, or a PDF copy if you want a PDF. That's a great book. I think Treehouse, where I work, has pretty good Python material. And there's lots of other, like, you can go look on YouTube and find tons and tons of Python videos. And so Wookup has asked, what am I drinking? So in all of these, I'm drinking water because it is not quite noon yet, so not time for anything else. And I hear the music that y'all are hearing. It's very quiet, but I hear that as well. During my normal programming time, sometimes I listen to music. Lots of times I have, like, Let's Play videos and stuff on the other screen. But a lot of times I play music. Okay, so let's see if we can make a sprite group for all of these diamond sprites. Because that's the thing we want to do. Right? We want to have all of these sprites in a group so that we can refer to them all at the same time. So let's do diamonds equals pygame dot sprite dot group, and then we want to add new sprites. So what is this user event thing? Did he explain that somewhere that I didn't see? Oh, that's the collision. Okay, custom events. Cool. So I have a sprite group for our events, but no actual enemies. How do we know when we get some enemies on the screen? Good much in the beginning, but then our game won't last more than a few seconds. For every few seconds, listen for event in the same way. Creating a custom event is as easy as naming it. So add enemy equals pygame.userEvent plus 1. That's it. Now we have an event. Okay, so we need to make a new event, and let's call this add diamond. Which, that's impossible to read. So let's put an underscore in there. All right. Yeah, it's automate the boring stuff. Automate the boring stuff.com, I do believe. Yeah, automate the boring stuff with Python. And this is a great one depending on what kind of stuff you're doing in your own personal life. So if you, like, worked in an office or you're going to school or whatever, there's a lot of stuff in this book that applies to that kind of work already, like dealing with Excel or dealing with PDFs or whatever. But this will do a pretty good job of getting you up to speed with a lot of the basics of Python. And then from that point on, you can go learn the other stuff that you want to do. So you want to make video games, you want to play with OpenCV, like Wookup keeps asking for, all this kind of stuff. Christy, did you ever animate things? Oh, did I ever get the diamond to animate? I have not yet. I'm still working on that. So let's figure that out in a second. Actually, I'm just gonna add the diamonds to the group. Yeah. Cause that's fine. So if I come down here, I've got the group. I can just add the group. Okay. So then let's do diamonds.add diamond for underscore in range 5. Okay. And that should do that bit. And then we need to call the update on the group. Okay. Okay. So then we do diamonds.draw and diamonds.update, I do believe. And the update doesn't need a screen, right? Nope. But the draw does. Draw screen. And here, I think we can comment that out. Let's see what happens. It either works or it crashes. It crashed. Cool. And that's because I forgot the word in right there. Gotta remember those words. Alright, let's try running this. Hey! Wow. Alright, so those things, whew, that's fun. Okay, that's really fun. Maybe we don't do that update as much. How could we do this phase better? I know what we can do. Let's make this phase plus equal 0.1 and then minus equal 0.1. So if phase is equal to 0 or elif self.phase is equal to 1, so if it's 0, we want to do that. If it's 1, we want to do that. If self.phase, you know what? Let's just not worry about this animation thing, because I don't have a good way of controlling that. So maybe we'll figure that out some other time, but for right now, we're not going to worry about it. I'd like to make it to where I can collect the diamonds. So there's the diamonds. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop. Okay. We need to make those up higher or smaller. So TPS has asked about the real Python page. It's realpython.com/blog/python/pygame a primer. If you just look on Real Python's homepage, there's a search box, I think, for the blog. Okay, so let's see about doing the collision, because the collision is fun. So let's add a variable up here that we'll call score. Actually, we'll give this as an attribute to the player. No, we'll put it on the game. That makes more sense. So score equals 0. Player doesn't have any score, right? Okay, so then inside here, we want to add in a thing. Where do we want to do it? Let's do it here. So we'll say if pygame.sprite collide any, which means if it touches it all, right? Between player and diamonds, then we want to do score plus equals 100. And then let's print score, which that's not going to print on the screen. It's just going to print out down here, but it'll be fine. And then I need to find the collided diamond. That's inside sprite. So that returns a sprite list. Okay. So let's do a thing here, which is collisions equals pygame.sprite.sprite collide any between player and diamonds. Okay. So if collisions, then score plus equals 100, print the score, and then we want to remove. This is where we do the dot kill. Okay, we can remove them from the group, and then we can do. So kill just removes the sprite from all the groups that are about it. Okay, so let's try that. So then we'll do collisions.kill. See what this does. So come over here, boop, 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 boop. Okay, I got 5 diamonds. I should have a score of 500, right? Oh, check it out, 500. That's awesome. Okay, so let's do one last thing, if we can. Font. Let's see if we can type, or not type, display some text up at the top. Displaying images. I don't want to display images. Displaying text. Go. Go, go, go. Okay. So, let's check this out. We've got text objects. So we've got a text surface. We did font.render. That. I'm not going to worry about that. That looks like too much stuff to do in 10 minutes. So, yeah. So we've got a game that kind of sort of works. Let's make the diamonds a little bit harder to get. So let's make this like, say, 150 and this 50. Because I'm just not seeing the diamonds be up high enough to where they're like a challenge to get. Yeah, see, like those are all still too low. All right, let's try that one. Y'all start thinking of questions. If there's any questions that you've got, that's a little better. There we go, because see, now I'd have to actually jump up and get it. There we go. Okay. Cool. So that would be like, yay, you won the game, and we'd print out stuff. But yeah, so that's the game. We got about 5-10 minutes left. So if any of you have any questions or things you'd like me to answer that you didn't get to answer already, let me know. Happy to answer whatever comes up. My plan for next week is either OpenCV as Wookup keeps asking for, or something else. So if you've got other suggestions, let me know. I might show off that lib TCOD if I get farther on that, and we want to play around with that some more. I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe we'll do that. Or we can play around with this game a little more. We can add text to the screen showing off a score or a game over or whatever. We could add enemies. We could add platforms you have to land on. So y'all just kind of let me know the things that you would like to see and do. We can also play with other libraries. So if you want to play with Schematics, which is one I really want to mess with. Schematics is awesome. Or if you want to play with some other thing, let me know. But yeah, any questions before we get out of here? Anything at all? Yeah, check out Schematics. This thing is amazing. Okay, so watch this. This is all just Python, and it's all just text. It's just text in Python. Like, that's it. That's all it is. It's so cool. And it gets even better when you get to stuff like this. Watch this one. You ready? This is amazing. This is so still. It's so weird that I'm like so excited about this, but I just love this stuff. So like, there's this contact list, right? And then you can edit. You can fill in these fields. And you can go edit. You know, you can do whatever. And if they hit tab here in a second, they'll go to the OK button. Now the thing got added, then they can go add another one. Like, that's just amazing to build this. Like, y'all see how long it takes to build certain things. Something like that's absolutely amazing for being able to build. So, yeah. It's just kind of cool. Christy, the Treehouse tutorials are they 20 minutes long or shorter? So each video is usually 8 to 15 minutes, 8 to 12 minutes. But a course will be made up of many, many, many videos. So, like, for example, the course I'm currently working on is like 20, 25 videos. Each video is say like 5 to 12 minutes long. So you're looking at like an hour or maybe a little more on each course. Hi, Media Touch. I'm actually wrapping up the stream. Sorry, we are almost over. But we're working on a game in Pygame, so I'll show it to you real quick. If we run the game, we get our little cat buddy here, who doesn't really have a name yet, and he's trying to collect, or she is trying to collect these diamonds. And what's cool is we collected all those diamonds. If we look down here, we can see what our score is, and we scored 500 points for collecting 500 diamonds. So that's kind of cool. Maybe we'll work on this some more later on. Right now, we're just going to kind of leave them where they're at and how they are. But yeah, so there's our basic game. We're going to add more stuff. Yeah, Cavi, you are more than welcome for the stream. I'm happy to do these. I've been really enjoying doing them over the last several weeks, and I plan on, continuing to do them because they're fun to do. You woke up. We will most likely run a poll. Yeah, don't worry about that. But if any of y'all have ideas on stuff you'd like me to do, you can email me. I'm kenneth@teamtreehouse.com. Or you can tweet at me. I am @KennethLove on Twitter. Or you can leave comments on like this video. You can leave comments on our Facebook page. You can kind of leave, wherever, and we'll find out about it. If you enjoy the streams, let us know. Like, send in emails, send in tweets to Treehouse, send in comments on Facebook, because it definitely helps us to know we're doing the right thing if you're all excited about it and telling us about it. Cavi, I'm assuming I'm saying your name right there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Cavi Arasu, the next stream will be next week, 1 week from today, at 10 a.m. Pacific time, so PST. I'll be doing another stream. I don't know what it'll be yet, but we're going to do another stream next week. So that's my plan. I'm planning on doing these every week, unless there's like a holiday or an illness or something like that. Can I add a name above the cat? Like above the little sprite? Yeah, it's possible. I can't do it right now. I don't have the time, but it's totally possible to add that. Hey, Maraz, how are you doing? Hope you enjoyed the stream. So yeah. All right. Any other questions before we head out? Anybody? Going once, going twice. Tell me about my online timing. You mean like when we stream? So we stream every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Every Friday at 10 a.m. PST. Unless there is like a holiday or somebody's sick or something like that, then we do it every week. So I will other than illness, death, whatever, I will let you know if there won't be a stream on a coming week, because I like to have you all know that information. So, all right, I'm gonna head out because it's noon and I've got a busy day. So, thank you all for watching. It was great having you all here. Definitely check out Treehouse. We are teamtreehouse.com. You can learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python, Ruby, Java, Android, iOS, .NET. You can kind of learn anything you want to learn. So come and check us out. We've got tons and tons of stuff. So yeah, love to have you all there. Yes, Wookup. We will do OpenCV at some point. I promise we will do OpenCV. It may not be next week, but we will do OpenCV one of these weeks before too long. You just got to keep tuning in. You got to keep watching to find out when OpenCV is going to come up. So that's how that part works. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all for hanging out. I'll answer a few more questions in chat instead of on the stream. I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream. But stick around in chat, and I will answer questions there for as long as you all have them. So, all right. Talk to you all later. Bye. Thanks for watching.